All right, we're going to start our discussion using the outside line and a hard block. The first technique we're going to do is called churn butter. As Chris attacks me, remember we did this earlier. We did our hard block. We wrapped around, snugged him in nice and tight. One of the things we didn't discuss earlier, this is now like a steering mechanism. If I take this hand and I pull downward, Chris is going to fall backwards. After he falls, you would be following up with a slashing technique, striking him in the head. From the same position again, there's that hard block. We wrap him up. If I pull him this way, he comes forward, planting himself squarely in line so I can strike him in the face with my knee. Let's reverse that and do it from the opposite direction. Same hand attack. Hard block here, steering mechanism pulling straight down so I can square off, striking downward with a slashing technique. Attack comes in again, hard block, taking the other hand, pulling him down and forward, planting my knee squarely into the side of his face. We're going to take the opportunity to look at the hard block on the outside line again with churn butter. This time we're going to be using a defender that's shorter than the attacker, showing you how you have to adapt the technique ever so slightly to make it work. Roy and Julia, if you'll come on out. As Roy attacks, Julia's going to do her hard block on the outside line. She's going to give a good check to his thigh, dropping his head down so she can throw him down to the ground and then control him. Let's do that again from the opposite direction. Hard block, leg check, tie him up, throw him down. Very good. The whole idea is for her, with the leg check, to bring Roy's head down to a level that's easier for her to reach. If she doesn't do that, she's never going to get the rope up and over his head. Our next technique you've seen already as well. When we discussed choking, we talked about giddy up. Giddy up, I use that hard block on the outside line. I move behind them, dropping the rope around his neck. I want to be sure that the leads are nice and tight here. From here, I'm going to pull straight downward, collapsing him here. Be careful of the foot coming up. The foot comes up, bring your arm up to protect yourself. From here, hard block, we go to giddy up, straight down. One of the things you can do from here is to sit back and put your foot on his head to execute your choke. Let's do that one more time from this angle. Hard block to giddy up. He goes straight down. I sit back, get my foot up, press and pull. Be very careful. Don't do that too hard on your partner. Doesn't take a lot of force to cause a lot of damage. The next technique is going to involve a forward roll. If you've not had experience doing lots of rolls as the partner, they're not going to get thrown. If they do have experience, go ahead and let them do the forward roll. From here, I do my hard block. I'm going to make a helicopter motion over my head. It'll be one swing around. Hard block, helicopter, and catch. I turn and I drop. If your partner doesn't know how to be thrown, stop here. If they know how to do rolls, you slide back and you let them have the rope. You'll notice I'm not holding on to the rope. On the street, you would hold that rope. For the purposes of safety, I'm not going to do that to my partner because it's going to harm them. Let's do that again. Hard block. As you do the helicopter, the top hand lets go. It drops under, fingertips pointing upward. I circle this around, it falls right into my waiting hand. I clench the rope, I turn, face the same direction as he is, and I'm ready to roll. On the hard block with the helicopter, Chris and I are going to take the opportunity to show you what happens after the roll if you hold on to the rope. It's important to note that I'm not going to go full speed, Chris is not going to do the roll full speed, and I'm not going to respond full speed. If you do this full speed, you will hurt your partner, and that's not the purpose. As Chris attacks, I do my hard block, I drop the rope, I helicopter over, grab it with the other hand, drop, turn, pull him through. He will roll. I arch back, pull back up on the rope, extending the rope into the vertebrae of the neck. If we do it slow and easy, we can both work without anybody getting hurt. Slow is the absolute key, though. Our next technique involves, once again, hard block on the outside line. What happens when the technique isn't working? So we're going to do the hard block, but then we're going to disengage, following up immediately with a popping technique. So I go here, I try and get churned butter. That doesn't work. I move back, boom, popping straight to the front leg or to the back leg. You have the reach to do that. Feed me with the other arm. Hard block, churned butter doesn't work. Bang, I disengage. I don't want to force something that isn't going to work. Clear your distance, you have a superior reach to them. Use your popping and your slashing techniques to keep them away. So that's hard block and disengage. One of the things that happens with your hard blocks is you tend to be nice and close to your attacker. Don't forget the other skills that you have and the other tools that you have. In this case, we're going to take a knee, go straight down onto his knee, and then we have a low line giddy up technique. Once again, you'll notice I'm going slow. I'm being very nice to my partner. I don't want to hurt them. I do my block, pop the knee. As he goes down, I catch him. A lot of times you'll put your knee right in the center of his back so he can't go back anymore. Gives you support. Hold gently here. If you pull real hard, he's going to have problems with his throat. So just a little snug. He'll let you know when you have it correct. Our next technique involves a double wrap after we've done the hard block. That attack comes in, we block, 1, 2 wraps. The purpose behind the double wrap is he can't pull his hand out. If I were to do just a single wrap here, as I come here, if he sticks his elbow straight up, he can get his arm out of the wrap. With a double wrap, he can't do that. 1, 2. Once I have him here, I'm going to reposition myself, give him another opportunity to punch me. V is for victory. Put both hands straight up, block the incoming hand, then I turn and let it fall. Step around, now I have both of his hands. He can't stop himself. If I were to do a throw here, he's going to hit the ground without the ability to break his fall. Let's look at that one more time. From here, hard block, 1, double wrap, reposition, give him that target he wants. Raise your hands up, V is for victory. Turn it over, now you've got 2 hands trapped, reposition him by stepping and throwing. Last is to utilize the squeeze play action off of the single wrap. I go here. We've done our first wrap, and we talked about squeeze play earlier. If that doesn't get a response, his knees don't buckle, you take your arm, comes down on his elbow, quick and sharp, boom. That brings his head into you. Take your inside hand, play it up and around, feed it to your other hand. Now, you've got a lot of options. I can strike here, I can kick here, I can also take this hand and just cam them, dropping them down. Let's look at that one more time. This is squeeze play leading to a choke. I do my hard block, I do my wrap, squeeze play, tap the elbow, play the hand out and around his head, snug it up nice and tight. You can do lots of things. You can kick his leg out. If he does decide to punch with the other hand, check it off here, then sweep his leg out, remembering that at all times you've got him nice, firm, and secure, tied up, held with one hand. There are many other techniques that you can do from the hard block on the outside line. Your job now is to go explore those, find those, make them yours.